everybody, welcome back. This is Discussing Comics, not Discussing Who, but if you want to listen to Discussing Who, check out our podcast at discussingwho.com. I'm Kyle.
I'm Clarence.
And we are fresh off of watching the Defenders trailer from the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of semi-excited about this show.
Yeah, I mean, it's eight episodes, so we know that it's not going to be the traditional 13 episodes like normal in, or is it 12? It's 13.
It's 12, 13, yeah.
Okay, so not the normal Netflix amount, which I think leads to maybe a more precise story.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Jessica Jones and things like Iron Fist, I do think Iron Fist especially could have been benefited from a shorter season. Okay. Because, I mean, it just dragged in some parts. And so did Jessica Jones, really. In some parts, it kind of dragged. So I think from having a shorter, concise, story-packed series, I think it could benefit the show.
So, interestingly enough, I read this morning, I don't remember where I read it, but for Iron Fist series or season 2, they're getting a new showrunner.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, so
it's a good thing.
Good thing. Yeah, because I mean, everyone blasted the first one. So.
And maybe Danny Rand to get some training this time.
Maybe so.
But so I noticed, like, in all the promo images, they just have to have him standing up with their fist like that.
Right, I know.
I'm like, come on, we don't have to see that every time.
But if you've never
Not even
seen,
both of them.
What about if you've never seen Iron Fist because you read that the reviews weren't good and you've never seen it? You've not seen.
Well, okay, they don't have what's the name?
Luke Cage.
They don't have Luke Cage always picking up something heavy or getting shot at on every promo image. So I don't know. I guess Daredevil does have a thing on his head too.
Which I think out of the whole trailer, the most idiotic moment of the whole trailer was he's wearing a scarf or sock or something on his head, and
that makes no sense.
That made no sense.
Because you would think, okay, maybe he doesn't want people to know who he is. Okay, everybody else is walking around without a mask on.
Correct.
So
why are you?
People don't have to know that he's blind. I mean, maybe that's something from the comic books they were just trying to throw in there.
I don't know. I mean, but he's walking around with them in a combat type situation. So the assumption then would be that at some point these other 3 people are going to figure out that this lawyer that's probably going to be somehow connected to all 3 of them.
Yeah, well, that's a good point because the other 3 are pretty much out. I don't think Danny Rand is, but I think everybody knows who Luke Cage and Jessica Jones
right,
are.
Because they're just themselves. Yeah. They're not like, well, she's Jewel from the name they created for her, or he's Power Man.
And to that point though, he is the only one that has a costume. So I think it does make sense in that aspect. Because everybody else walks around as themselves.
Okay, but
Danny Rand doesn't wear nothing. Jessica Jones doesn't wear anything. Luke Cage doesn't wear anything.
I get
They just walk around and fight.
I get that, but still, it just...
Gotta protect the identity, man.
I know, but at some point, you have to bring back reality if you're doing it with real people and get that reality of... If I see, okay, if I meet you, if you come in and I've done something and you're my lawyer, okay, and 12 hours from now, I am in some back alley fighting somebody, and somebody as tall as you are walks up and starts fighting beside me, and all you have on to protect your identity is a scarf covering your eyes.
And your lawyer is blind. So yeah, okay, maybe you can piece that together.
Okay. So,
but we are talking about comic books here.
Well,
I'm just saying.
True. So what did you think of the overall trailer? Because it didn't really tell a lot.
It didn't tell a lot. I don't even think it really made me excited. It was just cool seeing all those characters interact and be together on screen at the same time.
So let me ask you this. Is the purpose of that, because we still don't know who Sigourney Weaver's character is.
No, we don't. Okay. Well, I thought maybe you knew.
I do not. I have no idea who she is. All right.
But we did see a lot of other recurring enemies that showed up.
We did. Yeah, we did. But the fact that we don't know, maybe what they're selling us is, here are the 4 of them together.
Have fun.
Have fun. I mean, seriously, is that the product that they're selling?
Yeah.
And oh look, here's villain Madame Yao. Here's Madame Yao, who's appeared in 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And she's now in this too. And she's interacting with Sigourney Weaver's bad person.
And we got Stick telling us more bad stuff is coming.
Right. And we have Elektra standing on a roof.
Now well, there you go. That's the part I really want to talk about.
Okay.
I didn't remember from the last Daredevil season, but you had pointed out to me that she died.
She died.
Yeah, and I remember after you told me, but it's something that kind of totally slipped my mind because it's been so long ago. So what is she doing around?
Well, remember in the first one you saw that Elektra started, she was resurrected. So in the comics, Elektra did die in the comics, spoilers, and she was resurrected, and she was resurrected by the Hand, and she was bad at the beginning of her return.
Yeah, and I guess that makes sense, especially from seeing Donald Meacham. Is it Donald Meacham?
Yeah.
In Iron Fist going through kind of a similar process.
Correct.
So in the context of that universe, it does make a lot of sense.
It makes sense. And that's part of her storyline. So if you're going to bring her in and you want her to naturally progress along her storyline, that's a natural progression.
Gotcha. So any more takeaways from the trailer?
I'm interested to see, I'm interested to see, again, the product they're selling. And the product they're selling to me is the four of them together. That is what I'm interested to see. I'm also interested to know who Sigourney Weaver is. Maybe that's a big surprise.
Yeah, I mean, again, we mentioned the episode length. I'm hoping that the length of the episodes, along with having all these characters on screen, would lead to an action-packed, very story-driven 8 episodes or season.
I think so.
So I guess I'm excited about that.
Cool. Me too. And so for anybody listening, unless you have anything else.
Nah, man.
All right. So leave some comments. Let us know what you think about Defenders. We'd be glad to know are you excited or you're not excited? Have you watched any of the other episodes? And also, if you're checking out our podcast, we haven't done Daredevil. We've not done Jessica Jones, but we have done a review of Luke Cage as well as Iron Fist. So check us out, and we'll be back next time.